Welcome to the DK His, as you know what we talking about. Welcome to the DK His, that's what we gonna run our mouth. Hey y'all, just a little disclaimer. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. I don't know none of these people. I'm just giving my thoughts, my opinions, predictions on what I think I see and know and hear. And I want you to do the same down in the comment section. So don't take everything too seriously, but only with a grain of salt, because we be shoving it up in this kitchen. And welcome, glad to have you. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you've been here a couple of times, we'd love to have you in the fam bam. Hey y'all, we're here to talk about Nelly and Ashanti. They were exes and now they're apparently dating or possibly in another relationship, rekindled. And good for them, is my opinion. I am here to explain why this ex relationship is probably a good representation of what makes a good ex rekindling relationship. So let's get into it, because we have exes and they're exes for a reason, and then we have those relationships that are exes and you might want to rekindle. So let's get into it, okay? All right, for the most part, we know who Nelly is, we know who Shanti are. They both in the music industry, and they had a 10-year long relationship that went sour and they stopped talking. To be honest, if you can last a relationship with somebody for 2 years or 3 years, that's even saying something. The fact that they went 10 years, that was like a decade together, that automatically lets you know that they had really good terms. They just basically had a disagreement, or maybe came to some kind of uncompromisable situation that nobody wanted to give up to the other, and they decided to go their separate ways. And that happened. And one thing I would say, when they dated, they were fairly young. I mean, they both look young now. They both looked exactly the same as they did, or better, when they were younger. So they couldn't have been too old, if that makes sense. So obviously they were young and probably dumb and experiencing life and going through things. And or maybe they got together too young and felt like they were missing out on something and wanted to experience life apart. To be honest, you see this puppy love, high school love, and stuff like that. True enough, like, it can work. It's people that fall in love in school and then they're together forever. I mean, that's actually a thing. But then too, I also feel like sometimes you need to experience life, grow for yourself, and sometimes you don't really need somebody around you to grow. You can, like, experience life apart. So one reason why I would say that their relationship could definitely be successful this time is because, being young and dumb, they lasted 10 years. Not saying they were like young and dumb. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were in their early 20s, maybe teens, who knows, when they started. And the fact that they lasted 10 years, like 10 years is practically a marriage. So if you be honest, like, if you been with somebody for 5 years, 10 years, you practically can marry them, be honestly. And if you left them and still want them back, that's just that that y'all work good together. Okay. So the reason I said that it possibly could work is because I'm not gonna be with nobody for 10 years. Now I know some people are like, okay, I'm gonna work this, thug this out regardless. I don't want nobody else. You the only person I want. And apparently Nelly was the only person that she was talking to, so she obviously know what she want. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. Now I can see if he was her only person she was talking to, the only person she's experienced in life, this and this and this and that, then of course you're gonna kind of have that, because you don't know any difference. Ashanti has experienced life, he's experienced life, and through all those experiences, and 20 years since, or so, or shorter, from when they first started, they're still like, oh wow, like, I miss this person. Or after so many years, that lets you know that it was something in their relationship that they appreciated, that they regret losing, that they want back. I'll be the first to say I've had relationships and I wasn't fully invested emotionally and committed or whatever. And then later, when I was single, I had time to reflect and think about some things, and I was like, wow, you know what, that wasn't so bad, or I could have done this differently, or I could have made this work differently. So when you're able to separate yourself from the other party, you get to see things about yourself that you realize need to be changed or you could do better, and you don't point the blame at the other person for why this doesn't work, that doesn't work. And when you've been in multiple relationships, you start to see, okay, these are my good qualities or my bad qualities, and these are some things I need to work on. Or you may see maybe it's not the other person, maybe it's me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're at an age now to where if they want to have kids, they still can have kids. Because to be honest, I really wouldn't recommend kids until after 25, 30, just to be honest. So I feel like allegedly there was some incident of about a child at that time, and I feel like maybe one of them may or may or not wanted a child. Okay. And that's a big I would say burden on a person who doesn't want them. Okay. But of course, it's still a blessing at the same time. But at the same time, it's like if you are not in a place where you want children, I wouldn't force a child on anybody. But a child's going to come regardless. Right. Okay. So at the end of the day, yeah, you're not too young to have children at your age. I mean, if you want to, but you don't have to. You're at the age to have them or don't have them. You probably don't care, right? So at the end of the day, I don't think neither one of them have children. I don't personally have children, and I think it's a good thing. But at the same time, if it comes out of it, don't stop it, and it's made out of love. One thing I like about Nelly and Ashanti is the fact that they have obvious friendship. Now Nelly is always cracking up, he's always laughing, so it could just be that he's a comedian, obviously. But Ashanti and him, when they're together, they're always smiling, they're always laughing. And to be truthful, when people thought he was spazzing out on the scene, I think he was thinking about Ashanti, and he was just having a moment of reflection, like, oh, that's good, or that's mine. And he just went into this zone because, when you got your person, and the bedroom game is lit, you like, what we waiting on? You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that they're not, hiding the fact that they still got feelings for each other. I'm glad that Nelly took the opportunity to walk across that stage, shoot his shot, give her a hug while smiling ear from ear. He made that thing right, because I feel like he was part of the reason of the splitting the ways, because I feel like he wanted more than her. So I really commend him on coming forward to repair what was lost. Okay. And I feel like she still thought about him, he thought about her. And you're not going to think about somebody that you don't want no parts of. If you find a person that you don't like, the last thing you're going to do is think about them on holidays, think about them on vacations, thinking about them while you're with your family or friends. That's the last person you're going to want to think about. The person that was good to you, the person you had good times with, the person that made you a better person, or just made you or think about life in a different way, that's the person you're going to think about. That's the person who you're going to want around, and the person you're going to cherish those memories from. So the fact that they were obviously thinking about each other over the years lets you know that it wasn't so bad. To be honest, I've broken up with people for less, just because I was young and dumb, just for less. As I'm older, I realized, okay, maybe I can stick a thing out. Maybe I can grow old with somebody. If you find the right person to grow old with, it could be a good thing, because nobody is perfect. And a lot of times you believe in a fairy tale, like everything's going to have to be perfect. Now it can be, but what I'm saying is a lot of the times you have to adjust when you deal with other people. But I do feel like when you find your perfect person, it could be a lot less stressful and a lot less conflict and division. So with that being said, I'm happy for these two. I think that it's good that they are back together despite what people are saying. Yes, sure enough, exes are better as exes, but you do have those people that you realize that they meant something to your life, and nobody else is in your life to take their place, and you haven't found nobody else to set the bar or go above the bar like that person did. So why not invite that person back into your life? Maybe you didn't appreciate them the way you needed to appreciate them when you had them in your life, because you were young, naive, or thinking you could do better. But then you realized and got out there in that street that the grass was not always greener, and you weren't able to do as good or better as you thought you were going to do. So you ran that thing back, because a lot of times we're thinking, oh, this is gonna be better. I can do better. This and this and that. I'm young. It used to be a time I was like, I'm young. I got all the time in the world. Then realize, oh, my time is gone. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you're young, you think about things that's not really realistic a lot of times. And then when you get older, you realize, oh, I was tripping. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, dang, I probably shouldn't have broke up with that person. You know, he was a good person. He was a good cat, or she was a good female. So with that being said, like I love it. I'm here for them. Um, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's either be single, um, or be back with the person who is cool. You know what I'm saying? And if you have friendship with somebody, that's very valuable in today's age because so many people don't have that friendship foundation. They wonder why everything's so toxic, everything's so complicated because y'all were never friends. That person doesn't care about your feelings. That person doesn't care about your values. That person don't even really care about you. So how do you expect them to act? They're gonna act indifferent. They're gonna act non-friendly because y'all are not even friends. So the fact that they're friends says a lot, and it really hasn't been confirmed that they are officially back together. We have seen it popping out. They could just be dating. They could be back together. But at the same time, when you're away from somebody for so long, you got to relearn that person because I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. Not at all. And I'm thankful for that. And thankfully, they're not the same people. So it's like getting to know that person all over again. 10 years is a long time to decide if you want to be with somebody or not. 10 years is a long time and enough time to change your life. Change your life. Like literally, I change moments daily. Like the time, what I thought a couple seconds ago, baby, I may not be thinking of this second. I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly changing. So I feel like they're at a place where they're not the same people. So you can't get mad that they want to go back to what they had because they're not the same people. They're not going to be liking the same people. Sure enough, they're attracted to the same people, but these people are no longer in existence. Now, sure, they have some qualities that's similar to them, but they probably have different expectations, different goals, different wants, different desires. I know my desires have changed over the years. My wants and needs and my goals have definitely changed from when I was 10 years back. So it's bound to happen. And I'm excited for them because love is love. And we love to see them together back then. They were always smiling, seem happy. And I'm loving to see them together now. To be honest, I feel like it was friction from the other party who expressed the fact interest in the fact that they were together and then they saw them two together. I feel like it was just a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure sent their way, and they was trying to be cool and cope because they was in the music industry. But now I feel like they don't give a fudge. It's like whatever, we're gonna live our lives loud and proud whether you like it or not, because at the end of the day I'm gonna be happy. I mean, I gave you time to step and you didn't. 10 years later I'm moving on with my life. So there are exes that you should not go back to, and those are the exes that you within a month you're thankful, you're praising God, and 5 months later you're still praising God. 10 months later you're still praising God. Those are people you shouldn't go back to. But I'm gonna tell you this: that doesn't mean that they haven't changed, because believe me, I'm not the ex I used to be to some of my dudes. Okay, I used to be a a little toxic when I was younger. I'm not toxic now, but you think they want to give me a chance? No. And the people that were toxic to me, think I want to give them a chance? No. But are they the same people? Of course they're not. I know they're not. But do I care? No. Do they care that I've changed? Not really. So if it's toxic, yeah, you don't ever think about that person ever, and you don't want to go back to it. But if it wasn't toxic, then why not? Why not? Okay, really. And if you're still thinking about a person, it's for a reason. Sometimes that's the Holy Spirit or the Spirit or universe or God way of nudging you or telling you, this person, what about this person? And if you don't act on it, if you don't investigate it, you'll never know. And what's the worst can happen? Try it out, it didn't work. Okay, finally we're done. Move on. Next case. But let's say you never tried out. That person is going to keep being in the back of your mind. You're going to keep wondering, keep thinking, keep seeing what if, keep stalking their page, keep wondering what they're doing with the next person. And the fact that they neither one of them have kids, I feel like there was just divine intervention, and it was just meant for them to come together at the right time when they both were ready or whatever. So I'm excited for it. I mean, I've had people that I know 10 years back, they be coming to me and be like, oh, what's up? And I never expected it. You know what I'm saying? You like, oh, you're not ugly, so what's up? So I am happy for them and I think it could work. Well, as always, thank you for stopping by at the His House for your alleged tea, entertainment, and gossip and predictions. And we will definitely have more. So definitely come back and see us. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell and also subscribe, especially if you've been here before. Come back again and again. But subscribe and join the fam bam. We'd love to have you. And if you like anything that was said on today or even made you laugh, joke, think, ponder, make sure you hit that thumbs up or that like button, especially if you agree or disagree. And comment down below.